Hello everyone and welcome to our very first webinar from Trading Places. Today we have a financial services expert, Gary Thorpe from NMS Financial, who's very kindly give his time up today to chat to our clients and give us some advice on what they should be doing during the COVID-19 pandemic. So thank you so much for your time today, Gary, and giving us this advice. So can you just give us a brief update of who you are and what you do?
Yes, so NMS Financial, we're a whole of market mortgage and protection advisory firm. We've been doing this for the last 22 years. So we've been coming through some bad times with the recession and things, and also through obviously Brexit and now into COVID. So based in North Shields, we have a team of 16 advisors, 5 administrators, sales manager, etc. So we're well established, and we look after clients from the top of Scotland all the way down to the bottom of England, Wales, Northern Ireland, so all around the UK.
Super. Super. So Gary, I've got some questions here that I'm going to ask you if that's all right. And these are just common questions that are coming up on a day-to-day basis when we're speaking to our clients. So how are you guys finding the market? I mean, we are extremely busy at the moment. You would think that, you know, the phone lines would stop, but we're getting lead after lead after lead of people wanting to buy, people wanting to sell, people wanting to rent. I must say that the rental market is hugely busy at the moment, but we're obviously under restriction of what we can and we can't do, so we are kind of just on hold at the moment. But how are you guys finding the market?
Very much the same, Lauren. I think it's you know, although the government seems to have shut everything down, we're still active, we're still busy. All our team are all working from home. We haven't furloughed anybody. All our advisors work from home and deal with clients on this medium, i.e. Zoom or Microsoft Teams or whatever, even FaceTime, to conduct meetings. So we're still getting lots of inquiries from people who still want to buy, but it's on pause at the minute, where clients are looking to find out how much they can borrow for when they can get out and buy again when lockdown comes down. To the people that are looking to say, well, have I got the right mortgage in place? Can I save some money on it? And more importantly, a lot of people are asking about getting their protection needs sorted out and also organising their wills. So, you know, we're extremely fortunate that we've got such a large client base that's which is keeping us busy, and long may it continue, because we're putting people in a better position, giving them the right advice that they need, helping them save money in various areas, and giving them that peace of mind. So going forward, that things are in place accordingly. But yeah, people are still wanting to buy, people are still wanting to get better deals, people want to save money on their mortgage costs. Your investors are still looking to buy. We look at lots of different investors. Yeah. So your buy to let market is still strong.
Brilliant.
And you're right, you know, the rentals, people are looking, there's not enough stock, I don't think. But there's plenty of money out there to buy these properties. So your lenders aren't saying we're not lending. Of course they're not. It's a similar sort of rules as what's always been when you come to apply for a buy-to-let mortgage. And the only restriction you've got is any potential valuations that need to happen into a property need to be on hold for the time being. Right. So what lenders have done to get around that, they do a thing called an automated valuation or a desktop survey to try and get around the issue of having to go to a property. And that might have some restrictions on loan to values, but in the rental market, for the buy-to-let market, your landlords can still buy at the levels that they were buying at before. So that's great. For us, I just think it's a case of continuing with that, making sure the clients are get the right advice, have the confidence that they can still do something, and then just walking through the whole process, which is what we've always done.
That's super, Gary. That's brilliant. So for those people who currently have mortgages and they're worried about their finances, can you give them some advice of exactly what they should be doing right now?
I think, so there's been a lot of talk about these payment holidays, and which are an absolutely fantastic thing to consider. And I would also say, though, that if people aren't furloughed or they're still working and they're still getting their income that they were getting, you know, you shouldn't really be applying for a mortgage holiday or a payment holiday, because there's lots of other people in a similar, or maybe in a boat that they do need it more than some. But for those that do need to take it, absolutely take it up. It'll give you some breathing space for a 3-month period. It'll not affect anything adversely. There's no blips on any credit files or anything like that.
Oh, that's really good to know, because actually that's what a lot of people are worried about. They're saying, should I take this holiday because I want to get finance in the future, and will it look negatively that if I haven't paid that mortgage?
That's not the case, and you know, there'll be no detrimental effect on taking a payment holiday. All that will happen is that your payment will be suspended for 3 months. Then 3 months worth of payments will be capitalised and averaged out over the remaining term of your mortguage.
Yeah. But obviously they need to speak to the lender and get permission to do it. So they need to get approved for it.
Yeah, we're quite happy to help and guide people through that process.
Oh, great. Thank you.
There's a small form to fill in on each of the company's websites generally. If anybody has got any queries on that, or literally wants us to help them with that, then just get in touch and we'll be quite happy to do that with them.
Oh,
but it's a very simple process. There's very little resistance from any of the lenders. You've got to be bearing in mind as well that they will say no to you if you're behind with mortgage payments as well, or you've got a check of payments history with that lender in the last 12 months. So you've got to be up to date with everything. If you've made what you call overpayments on your mortgage as well, and you've built up with some lenders a bit of a reserve, they may well say, well, you've got to use your reserve before we'll give you the payment holiday.
I understand, yeah.
Which makes sense, you know.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
But for the majority that have just continued to pay their mortgage, and this goes for your landlords as well, where you can apply for your payment holiday. You know, as long as you're up to date with your payments, there's been no issues. You'll get very little resistance, and it's something that you should do if you're furloughed, or if your income is suffering as a result of this lockdown. Okay.
So the next question is, I don't know whether it's just in the rumour mill or whether, you know, this is true or not, but maybe you can elaborate for us. So if people are in the process of buying a property, they've already had a survey done and received their mortgage offer, are they going to need a new valuation done after the restrictions and lockdowns are lifted at the current time, at the advice at the moment?
So what we're being told, and what the government put out to all the different lenders that's out there, is that if anybody has had a mortgage offer produced after lockdown was announced, then that offer letter can now be extended without any issues for at least a 3-month period, and each lender will communicate that back to their clients accordingly. So for argument's sake, if you had an offer produced by one of the banks or building societies, say in April this month, or even the back end of last month, and it has a 4-month shelf life, say, for argument's sake on it, that will now be extended by a further 3 months without any need for any further investigation or any other term of clarification. What some lenders are doing, and I may just need to point this out, is asking retrospectively questions about, once offers have been produced, how COVID is affecting that individual. I've only heard of a couple of lenders doing that, but the majority of lenders are sticking by what they originally stood by when they put the offer letter out there, and extended by the 3 months. But people shouldn't be worried about having to get another valuation, because that's not what's being published and what we've been told about now. So no is the answer.
Thank you. I think that'll be a huge relief for a lot of people who are sitting in chains at the moment. So the next big question, and I'm feeling really positive about this, but I don't know how you feel, is what do you think about house prices after lockdown? Do you think they're going to drop? Because obviously, you know, you're watching the media and people are worried naturally. What's your opinion of where we're going to be after the lockdown has been lifted?
Well, I think after lockdown's been lifted, after a small period of time where people are readjusting back to normality, the property market's just going to boom. I think this period of time has given a lot of people time to assess their situation, assess where they live. There's going to be demand for more property going forward. So I think there's going to be a boom. I really do. The activity that people are doing now in readiness for when things are going to come out of this, indicates that there's going to be a lot of transactions happening. And I think that the negative to that is that there's probably not going to be enough stock on the market to cope with demand.
Yeah.
Which means conversely then that prices will start to increase. So you think about the house prices, I think, after a period of time, prices will start to increase because of demand. Interest rate wise, I can't see that increasing because with all this help that the government's putting out there, we're going to be paying for that for the next 10, 15 years through taxes, I would have thought. And if you look at it when the recession was around, that the government just wanted to reduce interest rates down and down and down to allow that economy to be to get on its feet again. So I can't see interest rates increasing, which is good news for borrowing. And if borrowing is still very cheap, that conversely means that people can afford mortgages, therefore they can buy properties, therefore we're all busy.
I mean, talking about the recession, you and I worked together during this recession, didn't we, with businesses? And it's a very different feeling right now. In the recession, the phones just stopped ringing. People stopped transacting. People were really, really worried. I'm not feeling that at all. I'm feeling that everybody's ready to get going. They really, really want to, but they just can't at the moment for obvious reasons. So people want to still move. People want to transact, but people are doing the right thing and staying safe and following the government guidelines. So, in my opinion, I think we are prepping our business completely. The staff are getting extra training. We are ready for this surge to come. So we're fully prepared. It will come.
It'll definitely come. And, I think if we're all ready for that, then happy days. And good news for our clients because they're going to get the service, the advice that they need. Rather than go up and down the high street trying to find the bank that's going to lend to them. And we do that for them. So Gary, is there any other steps that our clients could take to protect their income right now? They're worried about losing their jobs or not being able to work due to illness, or is there anything else? I think the illness side of things is right up there, isn't it, with what's going out there. But if anybody's taking out any contracts or any policies at the minute, which is what you call income protection contracts, there will always be at the minute an exclusion for COVID-19. So things like unemployment cover being removed because people they're not going to be able to claim on a contract if they're made redundant because the policies are just being pulled because of COVID. But what I would say with regard to sickness and not being able to work through sickness is that this is one of the most undersold products out there, but the one that's most of need. The average payout on an income protection contract, which we're getting told from the providers, is 7 years, and which is quite staggering, really. And a lot of people may have from work, say, full pay on sickness for, say, a 3-month period. But then what? So if the average payout is for 7 years, what are they going to do from month 3 to year 7? The statutory sick pay at the minute is 95, 85 a week, I think. How many people can live on 95, 85 a week? Oh God, so what you can do is you can take out what you call an income protection contract, which will pay you up to 65% of your earnings until you go back to work, or you retire, unfortunately, if you were to die beforehand. So that's something that we'll specialise in, and we've provided clients with that sort of product over the years, and happy to do so going forward. It's a complete must, in my opinion. It's the most likely thing that you would claim. So if you look at other things that's out there, like life insurance contracts, critical illness contracts, where you get cancer cover, heart attack cover, income protection is the one that you're going to claim on first above any of them other ones, because you've got more likelihood of being off work for a period of time through accident or sickness than you actually have of dying during a period of time. So people should look to protect their income. It's the biggest thing that you're going to have. I mean, we used to have this analogy way back to say that, if you were to buy a machine and put it in the corner and every month it produced you £2,000, regardless, it just paid you £2,000, but the manufacturer said you must take the warranty to make sure that it would be protected in case it broke down, wouldn't come out and repair it. Would you take the warranty? Because it's going to give you £2 grand. Of course you would.
Of course I would, yeah.
But you are that money machine. So, you know, you've got to think, well, do you want to insure yourself? Do you want to make sure that you've got the right things in place? Or do you want to leave it to chance?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I certainly wouldn't,
one of the things.
Yeah. So is there anything else our clients should be doing to protect their families at the moment?
Definitely. I mean, one of the things that we're doing for people is not just also giving them what we call a free review to make sure that they've got the right things in place, making sure that they've got the right insurance contracts in place, making sure that they're paying the right premium for them insurance contracts. But we're also giving for frontline workers, we're covering the cost of a will for them.
Oh, right, great.
Up to the value of £130. So if there's any frontline workers who's listening to this or looking at this, then we're quite happy to cover the cost of a standard will for you on a mirror basis. So it's just one of the offers that we're putting out.
That's amazing, Gary. Yeah.
We're also extending that, Lauren, to any TP clients as well. So any of your clients as well will cover the cost of a will.
Thank you, Gary. That's really kind. Thank you very much.
I can't tell you enough that we've had calls of people wanting to go on, who are going onto the front line, but want to make sure that they've got their will in place and making sure they've got their life insurance and stuff right in place as well. It's quite sobering, but at least they can go to work knowing that everything's boxed off and in play. And more importantly is that we can cover the costs of doing them things for them. So yeah, making sure that you've got your right insurances sorted out. We'll sort the wills out for you if you want. If you haven't got a will, and everybody knows that you need a will, so make sure you get it done. So you know, that's what people should be doing. They should be making sure they've got the right things in place all the time. And yes, people pay out for pet insurance, they cover. I mean, the little things which sometimes staggers me, where people will have they'll go and buy a car, and most people will assure that there used to be a thing called third-party fire and theft, and I think there still is. But most people would insure their car fully comprehensively, and they're insuring a bit of metal that depreciates in value. But then when they look at their own situation, most people have third-party fire and theft on themselves. So where's the value? Where's the importance? Where's the priorities? Is the priority the lump of metal that depreciates, or is the priority should be that individual who's paying for that lump of metal, or that individual who's bringing up the family? Yeah,
it's an eye-opener when you think of it that way, isn't it? Yeah,
it's absolutely fact. They need to sort that out. Put your priority back on your family, making sure that if anything happens to you, that the other party in that family can inherit the house, not inherit the debt. Make sure that debt is gone. Make sure you've got an income coming in on your debt, so that your family have got choices where they don't have to go back to work. And these are also sorts of things that we'll talk to your clients about, and making sure that they have the things in place. We do a free review for people. We don't charge for doing an audit on their finances. It doesn't cost you to do, but it gives you the peace of mind. So that's what people should be doing. They should be making sure that everything else is in place, that they're paying the right things for other services. So are you paying the right tariff for your gas, electricity? Make sure you've done a review on that. If you need to, switch it. I hear Martin Lewis banging on about that all the time, but people still don't do it.
No, they don't.
Get it switched across onto a different provider and save some money. Has everybody stopped their Sky Sports? Those that were subscribing to Sky Sports or any of the sports channels that were streaming live sport, because it's not getting published, and they'll do it for you. You'll save some money there. You'll save money on your gym subscriptions. Don't pay your gym because your gym's saying to you, oh, it'd be nice if you can keep on paying your premium. Think about it and think about you and think about his home. Stop paying your gym subscriptions. Another thing, so just go through and do your own individual financial audit, and just not pay for things that you don't need. And it's quite staggering at the end of a month how much you can actually save whilst this is all going on. And then hopefully when we come out of it, you'll realise that you didn't need to pay for all
and you'll have more money in the bank at the end of it.
More money in the bank, and you'll be better protected.
Yeah, that's what a lot of my clients are seeing, actually. I think we had the initial shock and worry, especially those that had a self-employed income or, didn't have a huge income, and they were really worried about how they were going to cope. But actually now, 4 weeks in, when I'm speaking to those clients again, they're absolutely fine. They've done exactly what you've said with our advice, and they've cut back on the things that they unnecessary spending, and they can't believe how much money they were wasting. And going forward, when they come out the other side of this, really excited about how different life is going to be and what they can achieve with having more money in the bank. So it's really interesting, isn't it? Well, listen, Gary, honestly, thank you so much for your time today. It's been so informative. It answers every question that I'm being asked on a daily basis. So thank you so much. So if my clients would like one of your free reviews or to talk about getting a free will done, how can they contact you?
Can I just point out it isn't free, Lauren? We're covering the cost of it.
All right, okay. So your cost will, okay.
Yeah, it's no cost to the client, but it's just a service we're going to put out during this period of time.
Brilliant.
We want to do our bit, especially for the frontline workers.
Yeah.
They're doing an amazing job. I was out in the street last night at 8 o'clock clapping away. They're doing an amazing job. So we just want to put something back. And that offer's getting extended out, as I say, to TP clients as well during this lockdown.
Thank you.
But if they want to get in touch with anything that we've talked about or got any queries, they just need to send an email in the first instance to tp at nmsfinancial.co.uk. I'll read back that again. It's tp at nmsfinancial.co.uk. Send an email to that, and then we'll come back to you and start the process of talking about doing a review or answering any queries you've got on payment holidays, how you go about doing that, and any other property questions or protection questions or will questions or whatever you've got. Just give us a shout. We'll be delighted to help.
Okay, Gary. Well, thank you again, and you stay safe.
Yeah, and, you too.
Really
we'll look forward to catching up when this all gets when he presses the play button again. We're just on pause. That's all it is. We're on pause.
It is exactly.
But he'll press play again, and as soon as play gets pressed, we'll catch up and we'll see where we all are.
Brilliant. Well, you take care, Gary, and I'll talk soon.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Lauren.
Okay then. Bye-bye now. Bye.